is Bold TV.
All right, top of the morning to you, wherever it is you are viewing beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities television right on your Facebook and YouTube screen this Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. as the ladies bring to you discussions, conversations on topical issues that concerns and affects women and girls with disabilities. We talk inclusion, sustainable development, empowerment, and everything that you need to know, knowledge, information, and entertainment right here on Bold TV. I am your host for today's episode of the show. Like you know it, come different hosts per week to talk to you on a particular topic that we have chosen. And before we go into our topic for this week, I want my ladies to introduce themselves. I have all of them co-hosts on Bold TV right here.
Hello, beautiful people. A wonderful morning to you. My name is Frankie Andrew Essien, and as always, it's a pleasure to be on another episode of Bold TV, powered by Bold Heart Initiative. I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury. I'm based in Port Harcourt in Rivers State, and I'm a member of Bold Hearts Initiative. For the purpose of this introduction, that will do. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies. Okay, I'm Teresa Audrey Taria. I reside in Rivers State or near precisely. I'm a freelancer and a farmer, disability rights advocate, a polio warrior. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Good morning to you, amazing people in the house and our guests out there. My name is Oge Onoha, and I'm a health and business consultant. And above me, I'm Kitty, and I'm residing in Makurdi, Benue State. So nice to be here.
My people, now welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Afyon. I am a medical lab scientist based in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury. I'm a co-host on Bold TV and a member of Bold Heart Initiative.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Welcome, ladies, to the show. And my name is Oluwatomisi Adeyefa. I'm a visually impaired woman, and I'm based in Abeokuta, Ogun State, a broadcast journalist, a gender and disability rights advocate, a disability inclusion facilitator, amongst other things. And I am your host on today's episode of Bold TV. We want to sincerely thank you for joining us today as always, and we want to encourage you to continue to like, share, comment on every of our videos as we turn them out to you. Thank you for joining us. And our topic today is something that quite a lot of us as women with disabilities, and by extension, persons with disabilities, can relate with. Community. And we are looking at the power, the influence, the importance of what having to be in a community is to a woman with disability. Community could come in form of a group. It could be an organized group or an unorganized group. An organized group, in the sense that, it might be registered. Unorganized groups, it might not be registered, but this is a group of people who share the same ideas or who share the same thoughts or who share the same characteristics, coming together to be in a place or to talk about issues or find solutions to issues or engage in whatever capacity they want to engage together. We used to have parents-teacher association, for instance. That's a community. You have association of organizations, maybe Farmers Association of Nigeria. You could have the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Nigerian Union of Journalists, even Association of Pepper Sellers. I mean, it's a community. People who share the same idea, the vision, characteristics coming together for their own good, for their own amusement, and all of that. And so, as women with disabilities who, have one community that you belong to or the other. And my question, the first one to my ladies today would be, do you have a community that you're part of, is it an organized community or an unorganized community? How did you get into that community? What was the experience joining that community, especially for the first time? I'm going to start with Oge as she shares her experience on the power of community with us.
Okay. Good morning once again. Community is very important because without a community, your voice may not be heard or amplified. And it's important for you to have a voice and to help other people too, for their voices to be heard. That way you can grow, not just alone. Facebook that introduced me to the community. We've been friends, and so she saw my post. I talk about a whole lot impacts. I was doing a program then with a visually impaired barrister on radio, and most times we would share our experiences on Facebook. So she saw me, and she introduced me to a product that could help me in order to increase my energy levels, stress and all that, help me with stress and all that. So I got involved into it. So when I joined the community, I saw it as a way of not just helping myself, but helping family and friends. So for 4 years now, I've been into this community and it's been impactful. A lot of lives have been transformed positively. If people have gotten back their health, various health issues.
Thank you. Afyong, to tell us our experience of being a member of a community, especially as a woman with disability. What was it like?
Okay. For me, I'm a member of different communities, both related to disability and those that have nothing to do with disability. And I have benefited from these communities. They cut across different categories, spiritual, psychological, whatever. But let me talk about belonging to a disability community. For me, my disability community started with one person. When I first started, and I left from right, and then Frankie was my community. It started with her, and then later on, I got to know about other women with disabilities or people with disabilities. So for like a year, more than 4 years, she was my go-to person. Then later on, introduced me to, other communities. I was able to join communities for persons with spinal cord injury, survivors with spinal cord injury. And, I also got to join other communities. But one thing that did for me was that it helped me overcome that sense of isolation. It helped me to, that sense of the anxiety, the sense of, the aloneness about. Sometimes when it happens, it seems like you're the only one. But when I got to see other people and what they had to overcome and how they were able to move forward, that encouraged me and helped me to, to take the next steps and also see life beyond the disability. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Afyong, for sharing that experience with us. Brings us to the community, Frankie. So if you were the first community Afyong had, where was your own first community? How was the experience for you?
Okay, so I assume that this is tied to the disability community specifically, right? Or any community?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I've been boxed into disability community. Okay, because I didn't want to talk about them. It's okay. So, as you well know, so I have an acquired disability from a road traffic accident while in university, sustaining spinal cord injury and having to use a wheelchair for mobility. So just like Afyong explained, for a young adult, I was thrown into a world that I had no information about. So my first community was also a young lady with disability. Her name is Aisha Galadima. I can't even remember how I really met her. I also met another person. She has polio, that's Auntie IB. And they all played very significant roles in showing me, because Auntie IB has polio, so she had it from when she was young. So they had they played significant roles in showing me the ropes, as it were, when it came to navigating SCI, as it were. That is for Aisha. For Auntie Ivy, it was more like owning life and moving forward, even with the disability. So, for instance, Auntie Ivy taught me how to drive with my hands, because I could drive with my legs prior. So she taught me how to drive with my hands. So they were my initial community. And the lesson there is that as much as I got a lot of information from the internet and things like that, well, having those human beings in my space also really helped. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see that the ladies are taking my second question along with the first question. I mean, talk about some of the things that they gained, how that being a part of that community, having to meet that person, having to share their thoughts, their fears with that person has helped them forge ahead and, be better and stronger today. Osaki, I want to also know, how was it for you being a member or having to be a part of your first community as a woman with disability?
Thank you very much. That's interesting, because I will come from a different angle. So, as a community of persons with disability, especially physical disability portfolio, so not by myself, I knew myself, I had already been a community. So I'll tell you, I grew up in a home of children with disability. So you can imagine that. So as early as that, I was already in a community without even knowing it. So in that community as children, it's beautiful. I have no regrets going from there.
Okay, thank you very much. And so let's go on. Let's explore other importance of being a member of a community. How has knowing that person or being a member of community, whether back then, now, influenced or empowered you as a woman with a disability? Afion, share with us, how has being a member of any community right now, especially as a woman with disability, helped or empowered you?
Okay, so for me, it has been a journey of self-discovery. Being among people, once again, like, it's a form of reintegration, getting back to society and getting to interact with people has, opened my eyes to other ways in which I come to realize other ways I can, make impact. That regardless of disability, I've discovered that I have gifts and talents that, that can help other people. Instead of just focusing on what I've lost, it has helped me to see possibilities. What is possible if I'm able, if I'm willing to actually, take the next steps and also do what is necessary. So that has helped me. That opened my eyes to a lot of things I didn't realize before then that I was capable of. So that opened my eyes and has given me opportunities to be able to encourage and inspire others to be able to go beyond where they are, both persons with disabilities and persons without disabilities. So it has helped me to discover myself.
Thank you very much, Afiam, for that one. Self-discovery. There are times that you don't even know some things about yourself. It's other people that would, draw your attention to that which you are overlooking or you are underestimating about yourself. The power of community, that is from Afion. Freki, how have you been empowered or influenced by your being a member or a participant in a community?
Awesome. Okay, so the community I would like to refer to, the first one, is the nonprofit community. The nonprofit sector is very dear to me. Why? Because soon after I had the accident, one of my concerns was how to express my primary purpose, which was to impact the lives of other people. I mean, I'm a medical person, so I had great concern in being able to still fulfill that purpose. And I was able to find that expression through volunteering in the nonprofit sector. And that has helped me to express my purpose strongly and establish Fake Foundation, which we did in 2013. The second community that I would like to speak to that has impacted my life and helped me a lot is the Christian community. especially not just Christian community as we're going to church, but that ability to still serve. So I sing. So one of my greatest concerns was, number one, still being able to sing. And number two, being allowed. My thought was that they will not allow me with my wheelchair, and they want me to be healed first. So, so thank God I found the right assembly, and it allowed me to be able to still express that talent and still serve God in that capacity. And this has really helped me to progress, all these communities professionally and personally, building self-esteem and self-confidence. And just to add, the last part, there's a community, I would like to call them the youths. So I participate a lot in youth-driven or youth-led initiatives in different circles. And one of the things that really helped me was drawing strength from the youth and young people. Why? Because, for instance, when I started using the wheelchair newly, there was a task that they assigned the young people when I was in Israel, and they said that they must take me out every Shabbat. After Shabbat, they should take me out. And I kept wondering why. There was a reason. Because I'd seen myself differently. I needed to begin to see how people respond to me. And it had helped me because I started learning that people will respond to me differently because of the chair. But how I react or respond to it was within my power. So, I mean, as for impact of communities, we can be here for a while, but very powerful and great impact and influence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frecky, for sharing that with us. And this goes on to say that as a woman with a disability, you can join as many community, depending on what you're looking for, depending on the kind of association or the kind of group you want to be associated with. You can decide to be a member of so many communities as long as they impact your life, as long as they bring you one step closer to your purpose. It's fine. Okay, tell us, how has being a member, I know you've told us some earlier when you were sharing your 4-year experience with us, how you've been able to also impact other people. But are there any other influence being a member of a community has brought to you?
Okay, yes, it has really impacted me being in the community, because one of the things I've been learning, and I'm still learning, because John Marshall says we are lifelong learners, so keep learning till the day we die. Yeah, so one of the things I've been learning is core values, personal core values. These are very important because in a community you have different types of people from various works. So you need to have personal core values in order to maintain respect and be able to give value in that community and beyond. So some of the core values that has been very impactful to people, place of self-confidence, self-worth, knowing who you are, knowing what you can offer, you understand what you bring to the table, how to communicate it to people, the place of patience, the place of showing up daily with value, consistency, and all this, keep learning, have an open mind. So these are core values that has been shaping me and a lot of people around me. Yes, and another thing too that I learned from that community is the fact that I have seen people come from very humble beginnings and are making life better for themselves and others. I know a lot of, even around my neighborhood, there are lots of women, stay-at-home moms that have nothing doing, that are dependent solely on their husband, to cater for the family. But with the opportunity, they have been able to, get back their health and also supporting the family as they reach out to people with value. So I see them, they are smiling now. They are doing a whole lot of that. Even their husbands are wowed, saying that the person who they married is becoming happier, is no longer complaining, and has a lot of values to offer to others. So I have learned a lot from that community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Oge. I mean, that's a benefit. One influence being a member of any community is that it brings you closer to opportunities that are meant for those in that community or in that category. Being a member of a community empowers you with opportunities. You build network from being a member of a community, you also have that shoulder to lean on. You know that. So for instance, if you're in a community of persons with visual impairments, you know that you're not the only visually impaired person in the whole Nigeria. I
Yeah.
remember that when I first got blind, I never used to think that other people except the northerners go blind. I never thought about that, because the only people I knew as blind persons were the beggars. You find them in markets, at train stations. And so the fact that as a blind person you could even go to school was surprising to me. Like, what are you going there to do? How would you do that and all of that? But my being a member of my first community at the time ensured that I was able to see things differently. I saw blind persons come from south, southeast, southwest, the north, and these are people who are educated. These are people who have gone to school as blind people, and that changed a whole lot. So being a member of the community also helps you in that regard of not just seeing yourself as the loner or the only person in the world. You also have the shoulder to lean on, someone to talk to, someone who probably has walked in your shoes for advice and things like that. Thank you very much, ladies, for sharing that with us. And today, with the advent of social media and the digital media, the world has become a global village. Gone were those days that you need to converge at a location before you can talk about issues and have conversations in your community. Quite a lot of people you meet these days are, people that you've never even seen physically. Let me see. How many of us have I seen here physically? I think I know I have seen Preki before, but I have not seen Afyong before. I have not seen Oge before physically. But here we are, members of the Bold Heart community. So social media now. How? I mean, those are some of the things social media has done to us. I just want to talk on that so that we can move on to the last question, to save time, to say that social media is one other way whereby you don't need to go and register somewhere, or you need somebody to come to your house, or you need to go to somebody's house to be a member of a community. A Facebook group, a Facebook page, an Instagram page, a LinkedIn group. From there you build social networks. From there you build people who are of your like minds, people who you share the same ideas. Even the conventional communities now bring their business to social media. They bring their affairs, their interactions, their conversation to social media. So that's to say that, for instance, Bold Heart, we're on WhatsApp, we're on Facebook, we have a YouTube channel. So it means that we're not just staying in one meeting place. Maybe we're going to Port Harcourt for meetings. We have now bring our activities here on social media, and that's really, really good. So it means that as a woman with a disability, you could just stay in the comfort of your house and be receiving mentorship, get close to opportunities, get someone to share your ideas with, get someone to mentor you by being a member of a social media community. So let's continue to use that to our advantage as we go forth as women and girls with disabilities. Find one for yourself. It really does help. And now, ladies, to the final question of the day. I'll just go around with this question to say that, how would you encourage a woman with a disability, whether she has just gotten the disability, she has just acquired a disability, or she's been with the disability for quite some time? I know people like that. I remember having met a lady who is been visually impaired for about 30 years and has never, in fact, she's a mother, a mama. She has never known that persons with visual impairments can actually leave their house to go somewhere. So she doesn't even know that happened or that exists, or someone who is just afraid to let people close to them or to tell people of their fears. How would you encourage such a woman to be a part of a community? And this time we'll start with Freki, and then we'll go on to Oge, and we'll have Afyong as the last. Okay, so Osaki, do you want to go on with your thoughts while we can have your network?
Okay. So my advice for that person is I would like her to have the God factor, a spiritual guidance or whatever. Let her just remain still, one step at a time. Whatever she's doing, she just take it one step at a time. Don't bother looking at someone that's gone far. So she should just know that number one, she's a human being, she's a person, she's a woman. She should just look at the solutions, the potentials she can do at that point in time. If she has acquired disability at early age or childhood or at adolescent or early adult, whatever stage, let her just look at the things she can do positively, not cumbersome, one step at a time, and have the
At
God
a time.
factor. That will really help her.
Thank you very much, Osaki. So, if I get this correctly, Osaki is encouraging any woman out there who's got fears, you don't know how to start, just take it a step at a time. Start somewhere. Thank you very much. So, Frankie, let's have you. How would you encourage a woman with a disability to be a part of the community?
Okay, so I think one of the things that I would encourage her to do is start from where you currently are, to identify, because like you've heard, so many of us, some of the community started with one person, because seclusion is a dangerous thing for women with disability. It can lead to depression, can lead to mental health issues that comes with the disability territory. So you just want to identify one key person is more than enough. And that person can be in any space. The person can be in your religious setting. The person can be in your neighborhood. It really can be anybody. So if you find one person and then you engage, because you have to be willing to like put yourself out there, you know. I find it difficult when women with disabilities, you don't want to come out, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. So will they come and meet inside the house? Oh yeah, now, if it's inside the house, oh yeah, join the social media, this thing now. No one. So sometimes I don't know whether it's even being antisocial, I don't even know what it is. But I'm just saying that start from where you are. I'm just expressing that community can be outside with people physically. It can Kukuma even be on the phone, but try to establish it. Last but not the least, please make sure that the community is healthy, because they are unhealthy communities. They are very unhealthy communities, so you want to watch it. So that's what I would say. Thank you. Because of our vulnerability, people have entered one chance. So I said, let me put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, I mean, that's to say that not all that glitters is actually gold. So you have to pay keen attention to the circle of people that you mix up with, the kind of circle, there's a way this community, the guy enter one chance. They can wreck you physically, financially, and psychologically. In fact, they can derail you from that your initial purpose of saying, oh, I want to be a part of this community. If you're in a circle of people who are always negative, pity parties, people who always want people to do things for them, or they get things, or they just it is our right, it is we, if you are in that kind of community, you're likely not going to go forward or move very far. Okay, how would you encourage a woman with a disability to be a part of any community?
Okay, I know from experience that sometimes as a person with disability, you may want to seclude yourself from, the public. At times, you just feel you want to be alone. You just want to be, sometimes you look different from every other person in a community, especially when you acquire this disability, There are certain places you may not want to identify yourself. It's not easy. Some people don't even know what happened to you. And coming into that community to start explaining or start having this, so sorry, I didn't know, oh, this, that. And even people that would be looking down on you and using your new status now to, So it's very easy for us to just say, let me just stay indoors. Let me not go anywhere. But the thing is, what do you do in that indoors while you are alone? Are you depressed? Or are you positive? Are you reading something? Are you learning something while in that state of depression? It's very important. So I would advise that if you choose to be indoors, please ensure that you are indoors doing something positive. And if possible, being on social media. You could not go out. Maybe you are not going outside offline, but you can still be indoors and impacting the world through the phone. So these are my thoughts. Thank you.
Okay, talking about social media, I believe one thing I would like to ask, the question I would like to ask somebody out there is that, Who were you before the disability? Even if you were born with a disability, who are you? The disability is just something that has happened. It is not the entirety of your identity. So if, sadly, many persons with disabilities limit themselves by using a disability as an excuse. I'm not diminishing or invalidating anybody's condition or situation, but the fact is that you must come to a point where you realize that disability, it can either be a tool that helps you move forward or helps you to, it's a tool for your creativity, or it can become a crutch that keeps you where you are. So it's up to you. You have options. Social media is just one of those options. Technology has made it so that no matter, even if you are, for example, for those who have mobility impairment, even if you are quadriplegic, the only thing you can move is your head. Technology has made it such that with accessibility tools, you can access anywhere in the world. You can reach out to anybody in the world. Social media has made, the concept of the world being a global, a village. It has made it a reality. So there's nowhere you cannot reach. There's nobody you cannot reach out to. So if you're not willing to make use of these tools, then ask yourself, is it because of disability or because of me? Your disability is not the reason why you are not part of the community, why you are not making impact. So it's up to you. What do you want to do? If you use disability as an excuse, it will be an excuse. If you see it as something that empowers you to do more, that is what it will be for you. So it's up to you how you want it to be. So social media, whether you're offline, online, it all comes down to the individual. How are you willing to move beyond where you are? If you are, then definitely social media, technology will help you to achieve all of that.
Thank you very much, Afyong, for that one. And from my end, I just would say to every woman with a disability out there that you need to find someone or a group that you would belong to. It really helps. It helps you find yourself. It helps you find opportunities. It helps you share your problems. What they say about a problem shared is half solved. So it could be just one person, or it could be a group of people that you think that you share the same ideas with. I wanted us to take one myth, just one myth. Let's look for one. So, Afyong, do you have a myth? I know you are a member of the Spinal Cord Injury, the Survivor of Spinal Cord Injury Association. So, is there a myth that you hear people express about your community?
Well, in general, one of the myths that people have about communities is that, if I go and belong there, because for those who have not yet come to a place of acceptance, they see, community as a place that reinforces that negative thing. So if I go and join the community, that automatically formalizes, the fact that I am one of them. And so if you want to live in denial, it's best not to go and join them. So people tend to be, for those who have not accepted where they are, they decide that community, joining a community of people, that are like them, will tend to reinforce what they don't want to accept.
Thank you very much. And that for me is a negative stereotype. That's not true about being a member of a community. Being a member of a community does not make your disability worse. It doesn't, makes it more obvious or more pronounced than it was. So it just helps you. It provides you with the support, the right kind of support that you need. And please don't forget Frecky's word of you being careful when you are joining any kind of community. Thank you very much, ladies, for being on the show today. It's a wrap, and we hope our viewers and listeners at home have enjoyed our package for this week, the power of a community. So go out there, impact in your community, join a community, and make sure that you're doing amazing with that community. Thank you so much, ladies, once again for being on the program. Join us again next week, Saturday, as we bring you a fresh episode from a fresh focus on Beautiful, Outstanding Ladies with Disabilities TV. Remember to like, comment, share our videos across all your social media platforms. We'd like to receive feedback from you. And if you'd like to be a part of the program in whatever capacity. You want to be a guest, you want to support us financially, please reach out to any of the co-hosts, Freki, Afiong, Osaki, Oge Passion, myself, Oluwatomisi, and we would definitely be willing to collaborate with you. Thank you once again for being amazing. Ladies, kindly unmute your mic and let's say our goodbyes.
Goodbye, good people. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Bold TV.